Chocolate cake is good for your soul. Alright guys, Big Boy Reviews here. Today we are going to do a book review. This is a book that I read many months ago. I don't know, it was probably like my fifth book review, maybe a little bit after that, but I did not like how the review turned out. I never did. I thought it sucked. You could barely even hear me. So I'm going to re-review it today because I got nothing better to do. What it is Cormac McCarthy's No Country for Old Men. I've said it many times before, but I'll say it again. Cormac McCarthy is my favorite author of all time. I have not disliked a single book that he has written. I actually acclaim his books as my favorites ever. And this one does not fail at all. No Country for Old Men is a story that follows three people, and I really like that concept. The main person it follows is a man named Luan Moss. He is a hunter in Texas, and basically it starts out, and he's hunting antelope, or deer. I think it was antelope. He ends up walking into a drug deal gone bad. Now there are trucks everywhere, like dead carcasses everywhere, dead dogs, blood and guts. Well, not guts, but a lot of dead stuff. Kind of walks around really easily, actually. He doesn't seem scared or anything. He's just like, alright, got some dead people here. He walks up to a car and opens it, and there's a Mexican man in there, and he's like, agua, senor, I need agua. And he's like, nah, I ain't got no water. So then he walks to the back of the truck, and there is, I'm talking like towering amounts of heroin. So much heroin. And now he basically knows, there's a guy who got away, obviously, So he ends up following a blood trail, and he follows it miles and miles, maybe like a couple miles, to a tree, and he sees a dead guy up against a tree. He goes up to him, opens up a briefcase that is in the guy's arms, and what is in there? $2.4 million. Without any hesitation whatsoever, takes the money, goes back to the little piece of crap trailer park he lives in. That night he felt extremely guilty, This is where you see for the first time that Llewellyn actually has a heart. He fills up a gallon of water in like a jug and brings it back out there because he felt bad about that Mexican. And he walks up to the truck. It's nighttime by now, very dark. And he kind of opens up the door and he's like, yeah, the guy's been shot. He's dead. He looks up on the ridge behind him, and there is a truck, and the truck has spotted him. So now this just sets off a chain of events where he is on the run the entire book, and these people want him dead because they want their money. Then we are introduced to a hitman named Sugar. Sugra. I still to this day don't know how to pronounce his name. Almost a year later after reading this book, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I believe it's Sugra. But anyway, we are introduced to this man, and he is very bad. He really is a bad guy, but he's a very likable bad guy. I love Cormac McCarthy's villains. Like, this guy is really, you don't want to mess with him. What's his weapon of choice? Oh yeah, that's right. It's a pressure-powered cattle killer thingy. You shoot out, a pin comes out and like goes into their brain, and it's a brutal way to die. He ends up shooting out locks with it to get into people's homes, and he's interesting. Now, the third person we follow is Ed Tom Bell. Now, he is like basically the town sheriff that everybody loves. Like, he's just like a really likable older guy. He is basically always one step behind Llewellyn and Anton Sugra in the events that they are going through, like just a constant battle between them. He's always one step behind it. Ed Tom has some really cool and wise stories to tell throughout the entire thing, and they are really good. Like, it's a really good and poetic writing style that Cormac McCarthy uses in Ed Tom's sequences, and I really enjoyed it. I will never forget the ending of this book. Like, the very last few pages. It's a story that Ed Tom is telling, and it's just so weird. Like, Cormac McCarthy's endings are always really strange. At least the 4 books that I've read from him. And It's one of those really strange ones that just makes you start thinking, and it's really good. The story is intense, it'll make you nervous, whatever. It's just a all-around thriller, like amazing thriller. No book has inspired me more than No Country for Old Men. In fact, in my dedication on my book, Preacher's Warning, I am going to say, dedicated to Cormac McCarthy. I love this man, and this book really, really inspired mine. And mine is in the works right now, and it's basically an on-the-run thriller just like this, but obviously different. I'm not going to copy Cormac in any way. I just was really inspired by him. The film adaptation follows it very, very closely. It was actually produced a year and a half after the book actually came out. This came out in... When did this come out? It came out in 2005, and the movie came out the same year, I believe. It's a very, very close adaptation, very well done, one of my favorite movies of all time. If you watch my top 10 films of all time video, it's very high up on the list. I think it was number 3 or number 2. Nope, number 3, I believe. Very good movie, one of my favorites. I actually own 3 copies of it. 2 of them are still in the plastic. There's a weird story behind that, but I might do a giveaway someday and give these away to some people. I don't know. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. And oh my gosh, I love the title of this book, No Country for Old Men. It took me like so long to actually connect like the meaning of it, but for those of you who might be slow like me and you don't really get the significance of it, No Country for Old Men, think about it. This book is about on the run. If you live this lifestyle, or like in Mexico and stuff like that, like all the drug dealers and stuff who live a life of crime and are always in danger, you're not going to live that long. So you're never going to grow to be an old man. That's like the significance of it, I think. It's very cool title, and I love how it like actually took me a while to figure that out. So Cormac McCarthy's No Country for Old Men gets the highest rating possible, one of my favorite books of all time, and the second book that I read by him, the first one being The Road. I am planning on collecting all of his books. I am actually reading The Crossing, which is part 2 in the Border trilogy by him right now. Very good book. Very good trilogy. I have not read a single bad part in any of his books. They're just magical. They're magical. So all you peeps out there, I highly recommend you go out and buy this today and give it a shot. It's a very short and sweet thrill ride. Perfect length, it really is. I think it's like 300 pages on the dot. Very good book. So thank you for watching this review, and peace out.